The Boondokl Bedtime Stories by Dr. Robert Lefevre. Number 20. The first thing that H and Kelly did when they got to the fete was to go to ride on the steam engine as a special treat for H, and then they went to the bookstall as a special treat for Kelly. Then they went to look for Henry and Beatrice because their mother had told them that they would be there. When they found them, they all had a grand tour of everything, and then they decided that what they would like to do best was to bowl for a piglet. In this particular game, there's just an area of flat, well, a bit bumpy really, field, with a board stretched across it at ground level at the far end. An arch had been cut into the board, and the arch was just a bit larger than a wooden ball that was the size of a grapefruit. From a distance of 5 paces, which made it fair for young children and adults alike. The ball had to be rolled along the grass and through the arch. Anyone getting 5 balls through the arch would win the prize, a live piglet. H went first and scored 2. Then Kelly also scored 2. And then Beatrice, who has a very good eye for sporting things, scored 3. So it was then all up to Henry to see if he could win the prize. The first 3 balls went straight through the middle of the arch. Everybody was amazed, particularly Henry. The 4th one hit the edge of the arch and then went through. If he got the 5th one through the arch, he would win the piglet. And he did. They all cheered. Hooray, 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 hooray. And they all went off to find Dr. Nicola Poodle to tell her the good news. When they found her, Henry ran up to her, holding the piglet under one arm. Mummy, Mummy, look what I've won. Isn't that wonderful? No, it isn't, Henry. You take that piglet straight back. The only way that piglet is coming into our home is in a pie. That's very cruel. I'm a doctor. I was trained to be cruel. You take that piglet right back now. Oh, Henry? Sorry, Mummy. But, Mummy, it was divine providence. No, it wasn't. You were just lucky. Oh, Henry? Sorry, Mummy. I tell you what, I'll give you £10 to take that piglet back. And in this way, fine principles and best behaviour were shown to be just a matter of price. H thought it might be a good idea to see if they could win a large fruitcake by guessing its weight. But Kelly, ever practical, pointed out that they probably wouldn't win because they didn't have enough money to buy more than 1 or 2 tickets. And there were more fun things to explore. Meanwhile, the Boondokl had been having fun themselves. Mrs. Black had warned them all that they needed to be careful of all the animals, particularly the dogs attending the dog obedience classes, because some of the dogs really weren't obedient at all. So off they went, enjoying themselves enormously, usually going underneath the tables or around the back of the games, or in between them, making up little games of their own. They particularly enjoyed the mini farm, where they played catch with the guinea pigs and hamsters and rabbits, when other people weren't watching. Be careful of the sheepdogs, said Sam to Chloe, the youngest and most nervous of the Boondokl. Whoa, said Chloe. Then Ali discovered the fruitcake, and she wondered whether other people might want to buy a ticket, so that they had an increased chance of winning. As it happened, Sam, the responsible Boondokl, thought that this would be a good idea, because if they won, they could give the cake to Mrs. Black as a present for taking them to the church fete. Over to you, Robin, said Sam. What's up? Asked Robin. Use your computer to work out the weight of the cake. That's cheating, said Robin, delighted to turn the tables on Sam just for once. Never mind, said Sam with his most important voice. It's all in a good cause. Robin couldn't use his computer to tell him the exact weight of the cake, but with the help of Jemima, the clever Boondokl, he could see its size and work out roughly what had gone into it. Where Robin's computer skills came into play was in applying the spread betting techniques that he'd learned from gambling on the internet. He put down the number that Jemima and he had worked out as the approximate weight of the cake, and then he put 3 more numbers slightly below it and 4 more numbers slightly above it. Then they persuaded H to buy 8 tickets, 1 for each Boondokl, and to put the name Mrs. Arlette Black on each of those tickets. And he did. To be continued.